Hello and welcome back to another CAD clip. In this lesson we're going to talk about something a little bit different. We're usually talking about Revit and CAD stuff, and quite often we have to put together some documents, and I thought this would make a great little lesson for people. And what we're going to do is show you how to use heading styles in combination with the built-in Microsoft Word table of contents. So what we're going to do is we're going to format our little document here, which just basically has a bunch of garbage in it, but it does have some headings and some subheadings, and then we want to be able to create a nice table of contents on our cover sheet here that has the page numbers and all these heading styles. So it'll become a little bit more clear as we go. So this is a really good lesson, because a lot of times, you know, although we do a lot of Revit and CAD stuff, eventually we end up having to put together some documents, and this really adds a really nice professional look and feel to your document. So this will become apparent as we work through it. So you'll notice that I've got some paragraphs with really nothing in there, and I've got some headings. So you'll see that this says this is heading 1, and then it has 1A. So this is a subheading, and then this is another subheading underneath there. And then I go to heading 2, and then I go to 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D, and then we go to heading 3, and then we have 3A, and then we go to heading 4, 4A, then we go to a subheading. So heading 4, then we have a 4A, then under 4A we have a 4A1 and a 4A2 and a 4A3, and then we jump back to heading 5, and then there's no subheadings, heading 6, heading 7, and 7A, and 7A1, which is a subheading of 7A, and A7A2, and then finally we end up with heading 8. So watch how this goes. Really quick and easy. So there's already some predetermined headings here in Microsoft Word, and I believe I'm using 2010. Let's just check and see what version of Word we're using here. Word 2010. Okay, just to make sure. Okay, so now watch what we do. The table of contents is going to go in here. We can do that after the fact. All I'm going to do is pick on this and say you are heading 1. Boom. It gives me a preview, and then I change it. So this is heading 1, and you can change the look and feel of it. That's up to you. Now watch. I'm going to pick on here and say you are heading a heading 2. Okay, and this one is also heading 2, which is a subheading of heading 1. Okay, then this one goes back to being heading 1, different format, and then I go into here and I say you're a heading 2 because it's a subheading, another heading 2, okay, 2C. Okay, so far so good. Oh, I got an extra space in there. I'll delete that. Take this guy, 2D, that's a heading 2. Then I go to my heading 3. Okay, and I can put spaces in here or not, it's up to me. And then I go to 3A. Okay, and I can also probably use my format painter here. Oh, sorry, that's wrong. Heading 4 is a heading 1. It's a main heading. Now watch, I go to 4A, that's heading 2. Now watch, 4A1 is a subheading of this one, so that becomes heading 3. Notice that now as soon as I add heading 3, it automatically creates a new heading 4, just in case I have one that goes underneath that. Again, the look and feel of these styles can be changed. This one is a heading 3. Okay, now I'm going back to be, oh, this is another heading 3. Okay, now I'm back to this one, which is back to a primary. 5, 6 is a primary, 7 is a primary. Okay, 7A is one step down. Okay, 7-1A is another step down. 7-2A is another step down. And then I go to heading 8, which is back to the main one again. Okay, so that's all I've done. And as long as you keep adding these subheading styles, it'll always add in another one for you there. So all I've done now is use the heading styles to put in my headings. Now the fun part is adding the table of contents. What I'm going to do is go here. I'm going to click over here. I'm going to go to the left to do that. I'm also going to set my style back to be, about 12. Okay, and I'm going to put in a page break here to bump this down. So I'm going to say insert. I'm going to say page break. Boom. Gives me some space. Okay, so now I have a page break, which means this stuff got pushed down to here. I could probably do a delete, bring that back up. So all my headings are in there, and now I add in my table of contents by picking over here, maybe hit an enter. Oops, I hit a delete. Let's do an undo on that. Okay, let's hit an enter. Boom. Give myself a little bit of space. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to references. Over here it says table of contents, and all I'm going to do is say table of contents, and I'll say automatic table of contents type 1. You can use different ones. Pick and watch what it does. Okay, it adds that table of contents in there for me. Okay, went to the next page. I'm going to go delete some of this so it moves it up. So, and I can change this on the top. Now I can say put the word table of contents, which is also sometimes called the TOC, table of contents. Oops. Let's do one undo to put that back. Now I can put an enter to put a space in there. Look, this is heading 1. This is heading 1A, heading 1B, heading 2, 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D, heading 3, 3A, 4, 4A, then we go 4A1, 4A2. See how it indents it all quite nicely here? And then if you pick it grays out, pick out, oh, I need a little bit more room in here. Maybe I don't have enough room for that space. I'll hit delete, bring that back up. Okay, and then I can hit update on here anytime I want and say update the page and hit OK, and that'll update it if I've changed it. Okay, I can click out. There's my wonderful table of contents automatically created with my page numbers. Now, if all of a sudden I go in here and I say, okay, I'm going to get rid of something. Let's say I'm going to get rid of 4A3. Okay, click to follow link. If I click on here, and it's not letting me go to there. Let's do a delete on here to bring that other page back. Okay, I've got too much space. Delete. There we go. Okay, now what happened to my heading 1? Okay, I'm going to go pick on here and say update the table. Update. Boom. Okay, notice I've lost my, for whatever reason, I'm just kind of playing around. I've lost that main heading because it lost its format. No problem. All I have to do is go back to this guy, go back to home and say, sorry, you are a heading 1. And now to update my table of contents up on this page, I just pick on here. I say update the table, update the entire table, hit OK. Boom, it's going to add that back in. Okay, now getting back to this one over here, for instance, 4A3, maybe that paragraph goes disappearing. So I'm going to go down to my 4A3, and there is a quick way to navigate there. 4A1, 4A2, 4A3. All of a sudden this paragraph gets deleted. Backspace, backspace, delete. Okay, so 4A3 is gone. Okay, all I have to do, go back to the top, pick on my table of contents, go to the top. I can do it from here, or I can also go up here and say update table of contents, and I can say update the page numbers only, or I can update the entire document, hit OK. And now when I go to my 4A, there's 4A1, 4A2, and 4A3 is gone. Okay, pick out here and gets rid of that. It grays out when you pick on top of it. You have to kind of pick out here. Okay, so that'll give a really nice professional feel to your documents. Okay, a little bit sloppy there because I'm really not a word processing guy, but I just thought that would make a nice lesson of adding headings to your documents, which will look nicer than this. Okay, anytime you want, you can pick on here and you can go back to here and change it to a different heading format. And then after you do that, any editing you do inside of here to either the format or whether you add or remove. Maybe I'm going to add something in. I've got a 2C, a 2D, and now I want a 2E. So I'll go down here and I'll say, you know, this is heading 2E. Okay. And then maybe I'll just take some of this text and go Control C, copy it to the clipboard, hit Enter, Control V. Now I have a 2E. I'm going to pick on here and say you are a heading 2. Okay. Go back to my table of contents. Notice I've got it ends at 2D. Okay. Click anywhere in here, update the whole table, hit OK. Now I've got my 2E in there, and it's got my nice page numbers over to the side. So adding that professional look to your documents by using heading styles and the Microsoft Word table of contents tools.